Hey, it's Tucker Carlson. At the most basic level, the news you consume is a lie of the stealthiest and most insidious kind. Facts have been withheld on purpose, along with proportion and perspective. You are being manipulated. What's it like to work in a system like that? After more than 30 years in the middle of it, we could tell you stories. The best you can hope for in the news business at this point is the freedom to tell the fullest truth that you can. But there are always limits. And you know that if you bump up against those limits often enough, you will be fired for it. That's not a guess, it's guaranteed. Amazingly, as of tonight, there aren't many platforms left that allow free speech. The last big one remaining in the world, the only one, is Twitter. Starting soon, we'll be bringing a new version of the show we've been doing for the last 6.5 years to Twitter. We'll be bringing some other things too, which we'll tell you about. But for now, we're just grateful to be here. Free speech is the main right that you have. Without it, you have no others. See you soon.
That I did not see coming. And I know him. Joining me now, Curtis Houck. He is the managing editor of Newsbusters. Curtis, Tucker's coming to Twitter? What?
Yeah, I know, Jesse. It's crazy. I mean, I guess I know Matt Walsh has started to do this where he posts his entire show that's already on the Daily Wire and other places to Twitter. But, I guess this is part of Elon Musk's vision to make Twitter more than just tweets and direct messages, to make Twitter about much more than that, to be a gathering space with the Twitter Spaces that were launched, a little bit before he came in. And now original programming. So Twitter is becoming this, multifaceted operation. And I couldn't think of a bigger get to really kind of help launch, I guess, that phase of the new phase of the company than Tucker Carlson. So I'm interested to see what this looks like. How long are these episodes going to be? What kind of things is he going to do? Is he going to have guests? What does he mean by other things? There was rumors about this candidate forum, or his investigative stories that he had been doing before he was fired by Fox.
Okay, Curtis, now I hate to nerd out on the details, but you're the perfect one to do that with, because I'm curious, and I know you are too. How does one make money from it? I mean, he's not running a charity. Everyone knows he's been publicly offered $100 million by somebody, and he's had these absurd deals, but he's doing Twitter. How do you make any money from that?
I think it's really simple. It's not about the money for Tucker. I think, as a lot of people know, he comes from money, so he's very independently wealthy. Other than maybe paying Fox for, I guess, construction costs, he has the studio at his compound in Maine. You can get a studio in Florida probably pretty easily at his other place. So I think this is really about the mission for Tucker and really, I guess, fighting back against, what he sees as clearly being fired unfairly. So I think that's really what it comes down to for him. And, as far as how he makes money from that, I guess, presumably to pay his staff if he's not going to take any money, if he chooses to go down that route, I guess it would be very similar to YouTube where, it comes down to clicks and monetization of, based on how many views you get and how many eyeballs you bring to the platform.
The media's reaction to all this was, well, predictable. Here was Stelter.
Okay, well, listen, Twitter was already under fire from misinformation, disinformation, all-out lies, anti-Semitism, racism before Elon Musk took over, and now it's gotten kind of crazy, right? Seemingly unmoored, if you will. Will anybody be able to police what Carlson says, or is this the point? It's just a free-for-all.
I think this is the point. It is a free-for-all. It's what Elon Musk wants to provide. This move by Tucker may cement the idea of Twitter as a right-wing website.
Police the idea of what Tucker says. These people really are communists, Curtis. It is their first inclination always to censor, lie. How do we crush them? They can't help it. It's who they are.
Right. E. Jean Carroll, all sorts of anti-Trump, bits still trend on Twitter. So the idea that this is somehow some right-wing bastion that's being crushed a la, people at Tiananmen Square is ridiculous. leave it to, maybe Tom Costello, the host there on the streaming channel of NBC News, should stick to aviation, which is his typical beat. Or talking about, the American economy from a shopping mall in Bethesda, Maryland, outside of Washington. And Brian Stelter should go back to his farm, talk to his kids, Sunny and Story Moon, instead of opine on these kinds of things.
I have great news. If you enjoyed that, I have a YouTube channel you can subscribe to. Whatever I do, it'll be right there on YouTube. So go subscribe today.